Hey everyone, and welcome back to BarCode. In our previous video, we explored the different primitive data types Java has to offer. In this one, we're gonna have a look what kind of operations we can perform on them or with them. So without any further talk, let's go. The first set of operators are the arithmetic operators. They are pretty straightforward. You can type C equals A plus B. That's gonna add A and B together and store them in C. And if you print it out, of course, you're gonna see 30. Same goes for minus. Then you have the multiply and the division. The only thing by the division, when you use integers, you're only gonna get the real part of the number. So if I divide 10 by 3, I'm gonna get the result as 3. And the fifth one is the modulus, or the remainder. So if I divide 10 by 3, what stays over, it's 1. They're pretty simple. You also have assignment operators, the simplest one being the equal sign, like A equals 10 and B equals 3. But you can also do this, A plus equals B. What that's gonna do, gonna add B to A. And if we print this out, then we should get 13. Same goes for minus equal, multiply equal, divide equal, and also modulus equal. So it's just a shorthand for the arithmetic operators. And if we run this, we're going to get 1 again. To compare two values, you have the comparison operators. If you want to check whether they're equal, you can use a double equal sign. And if you run this, you should get true, because A equals B. Just make sure you use 2 of them, because if you only use 1, that's the assignment operator. So in this case, I'm assigning the value of B to A. So if I want to check whether they're equal or not, I have to use 2. I can also check if one of them is smaller or larger than the other. I can also check whether it's larger or equal. And I can also check whether they are not equal. So using an exclamation mark, then an equal sign, gonna negate the equal sign. The exclamation mark you can also use in front of a whole expression. So if I check whether A is larger than B or smaller than B, and I use an exclamation mark in the front, that's gonna turn over this expression. Let's actually make this smaller. And if I run this, I get false because I negated it with an exclamation mark. If I take the exclamation mark away, then this time I should get true. And it worked. Then there are the logical operators, which are AND, OR, NOT, and exclusive OR. Let's see how they work. Let's say you can go out only if it's sunny and you also have a day off. For that, you have to check whether the is sunny and the is free are both true. You do that by putting 2 ampersand between them. And if both of them are true, you should get back true. And we did. If one of them becomes false, then this is gonna be false. Now the OR operator, it checks whether one of them is true. It's enough if one of them is true. And that you do with that vertical line. And if you run this now, we should get back true, because is sunny was still true. If both of them are false, then of course it's gonna be false. The third one, the NOT operator, what we saw before, the exclamation mark, it just turns around the value. So if you had something that was true and you put an exclamation mark before it, you're gonna get back false, and the other way around. So now this was false. If I add an exclamation mark in front and I run again, it's gonna flip it over to true. And the last one, the exclusive OR, it's gonna return true if only one of the values is true, not both of them, and false if they're both true or both false. So in this case, if I put in is warm and is free, and the operator itself is this house top, rooftop, whatever you call it. And this gonna check if only one of them is true. And I got back true because it's warm, that is true, but is3 is false. If both of them becomes true, I'm gonna get back false because it's an exclusive OR, so one of them has to be false and one of them has to be true. And if I put in two false values, like is sunny and is rainy, again I'm gonna get back false. And finally, the so-called unary operator. You can use this if you want to increment or decrement a value by 1. And you do that by typing the name of the variable and either 2 plus or 2 minus signs after it. And if we print this out, should be 9. Now, the signs you can write at the end or before the variable. In this case, it doesn't really matter. When it matters, when you also want to assign this value to another variable. So let's say we have a b equals 30 and I want b to equal a plus plus, so a plus 1. If I print out b, I'm gonna get 10, not 11. If I print out a, that's gonna be 11, because first the value of a, the original value, was assigned to b, then a was incremented. If I put the plus signs before, then what Java does, first it increments a, then assigns it to b, and now both of them gonna be 11. And that's it. I tried to keep this video short and simple. I hope it wasn't all that dry. If you think I should have explained it differently or you have questions, please let me know in the comments. And as always, if you enjoyed the video, please hit like and subscribe. It really helps a lot. Thank you and see you in the next one.